to really understand their thoughts and feelings on things like faith life, family, politics, education, healthcare. I used to be a cafeteria Catholic, and that means that I picked and chose what I wanted to believe. And that is not entering into the entirety and the totality of the beauty of the Catholic faith. And that's why I call myself a Catholic revert, because I was a cradle Catholic, so born into a Catholic family, but I'll be honest, I wasn't really catechized. I didn't really understand my faith. I knew the rules, but I had no relationship for them. I knew the whats, but not the whys. And that is why it took me a little while to really be able to embrace my faith and to live in an orthodox and faithful way. And today I'm going to very humbly be trying to come up with a guide for Catholic dating in the modern world that we can use. But as always, we are all on this journey of learning about love and life. So please do drop a comment and let me know what you think and anything that might be missing or that you'd like to add. If you're not ready to get married, there's probably no point in dating. And this comes from a place of, I don't want to see dating as like a practice ground or a training ground, because you are dealing with someone else's feeling. And I think you need to come from a place of preparation and intentionality if you want to enter into the dating world, which really should be a stepping stone to courtship and then to engagement and then to marriage. Hopefully you've been able to pick out some mentors or some people that you've been able to look up to and learn a little bit by observation what marriage involves, and doing some reading as well. So Fulton Sheen's 3 to Get Married is amazing. Another one I really like is St. John Chrysostom on marriage, which is a paper version of all of his homilies, which are just so on point. But once you've come to the conclusion that yes, I am in a good position to get married, I am of age, I am prepared to provide and protect a family, I'm prepared to create a home for a family, and then at this point you start mingling with some like-minded and similar-aged young Catholics. And you can do this by checking out your parish if they have a young adult group or they have any other various groups in the local community. There's always an opportunity to meet more people who will be aligned with you on the faith. Number 2 in my roadmap is not to take dating too seriously. I know this sounds a little bit like a contradiction after I've just said, like, be very intentional and, be prepared. But in the same way, I do think it's really important to just meet new people in a very respectful and dignifying way, where a coffee can just be a coffee and a date doesn't need to feel like a be all and end all. Because if it doesn't feel right, that's okay. You only need that one person, and it's worth meeting people and also being open to dating. I gave a talk to some young Catholics recently, and one young man said to me that he has not really asked women out for coffees or for these more casual dates at risk of coming across creepy. And that's really sad that we do live in a culture now where this idea of toxic masculinity has scared, good, honest men into not asking women out on dates, because, if we are doing it correctly, and that's chastely, so of course physically chastely, but also emotionally chastely, then there's really nothing to fear in just asking someone for a coffee, seeing someone at an event that you think, oh, I feel a bit of attraction to this person and I'd like to explore and see if it could become something more. It doesn't need to work. It doesn't, have to end in marriage. The fruits of the Holy Spirit, should be joy and peace and steadfastness. And if you're not feeling those fruits while dating someone, then it is perfectly okay to walk away, of course, in a respectful way. So after a few dates, if you have really decided that you would like to extend this and you would like to also cut off all other options, then you are entering into a courtship with this person. Now you are really discerning. This is time to talk about the huge questions, the deal breaker questions. And to help you with some ideas of what you could ask, I actually came up with not 1, not 2, but 82 questions that you could ask someone pre-engagement to really understand their thoughts and feelings on things like faith life, family, politics, education, healthcare, all these kind of things, so that you can really bring up these big topics that are likely to come up in your life together. Not only likely, but they will. They're definitely going to come up. And of course, we know that, every person is imperfect, and we're never going to be able to find the perfect person or to love an imperfect person perfectly. So we have to really see what flaws and what areas of growth that we can really live with and that we can encourage this other person to improve in. If you are in a long-term relationship and you really have no idea where it's going, then that is a serious red flag, especially as Catholics, where we believe that dating and courtship is a road to marriage and family. And if we don't have that path, or we don't feel that we're on it, then you really do want to question your intentions and the other person's intentions as well. If we are constantly in this fear of scarcity, like, oh, there's no good Catholic men out there, or there's no nice Catholic women out there, then we might end up settling for the wrong person. After all, you shouldn't date from a place of fear, you should date from a place of fruitfulness, and those fruits should be joy and peace and you know, fun as well. Like, the Holy Spirit does want to convict you to feel these warm and fuzzy feelings for someone, for the right person. But we have to listen to that. We have to listen to our gut and really be in prayer to see how we're feeling, because often we can just run away with the idea of someone or the feeling of someone, and that is not necessarily true love or loving the other person for who they are. If you're loving them for how they make you feel or for the fact that you prefer not being single, of course, involve your community, you know, ask your family, ask your friends. Don't date or court in isolation. And most importantly, ask yourself, will this man or woman help me become a better version of myself? You know, go out there pursuing your vocation with joy. Because God has a plan for all of us, and under God's providence, you know, any mistakes or bad decisions we've made in the past, He can bring into fulfillment of the better and the good and the true and the beautiful for us. We have just skimmed the surface of the foundations of a roadmap to how to date as a Catholic today. But I would love to hear your comments on what I've missed or anything that you think should be added, because we're always learning. And don't forget to subscribe to SALT for more content on theology and love and dating. All right, thank you so much for listening, and God bless. Bye.